finger guns. I thought my wave was lame, and I was like,
I don't know.
There comes a point where I'm glad I just wasn't doing finger guns.
I just watched that film, man, and it's just
Hey everybody, welcome to Hear Us Out. I'm Patrick.
And I'm Paul.
And we're going to be talking about Glass, the new M. Night Shyamalan film.
Shyamalan?
Did I? Yeah,
It doesn't matter.
I have called him so many things that are not Shyamalan in the past, and I think I might be calling him something else in a few minutes. But yeah, this is his big ending to the Unbreakable trilogy.
Unbreakable Split trilogy.
Yeah, so it was Unbreakable, then Split, now Glass.
Mm-hmm.
Did they name the trilogy? Did it ever get a pet name like the Cornetto trilogy or anything like that?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think it was just the Glass trilogy, I guess, would be the best kind of...
He's the...
Well, it's because you got Unbreakable,
and
then you got Split, and then you got Glass, so kind of... It's got a lot of kind of like either Shatter... I get Shatter trilogy?
Yeah,
I'm going to coin it.
The
Shatter trilogy.
I also, you know what? Let's call it out nice and early. Just before we dive into the film... We've already mentioned that the 3 films in it. I'm not sure if M. Night Shyamalan ever intended to make this into a trilogy. I think he made Unbreakable and then people started asking for more.
So he had, when he did Unbreakable, he actually had an idea of doing a trilogy.
Oh, really?
But I don't think it was the trilogy that he then made.
I hope not.
You know, kind of thing.
Although, having said that, let's cover, I loved Unbreakable and I thought Glass was really good. And James McAvoy in particular, who played the lead in Glass, sensational. I thought he was great.
The lead in Split.
I didn't Split. Thank you. I'm gonna get it wrong, and Paul's gonna fix it for me. I hope.
Don't worry.
So, first thoughts on Glass, maybe.
First thoughts on Glass. I was really excited for it. Like we got Unbreakable, and it was, to me, it was a really kind of nice piece. That wasn't. It was a more kind of, I guess, indie comic book-esque film would be my way to explain it.
Yeah, with Bruce Willis.
Yeah, and like for the first of all, didn't think it was going to be a comic book movie when I first watched it. Thought it was going to be some weird kind of like thriller action film. It also came back on the heels of like The Sixth Sense and stuff like that from M. Night Shyamalan. So like when Split came out and I watched that, and it had that little piece where Bruce Willis's character David Dunn is in the end part. Yeah.
So that's where they connected the films.
Yeah. It was just like, oh my God. And then it was just like announced that they're going to do a third film with all of the characters. I was just like, this is going to be great.
Well, in all fairness to you, I was the same. And in all fairness to us and everybody else out there who was waiting for Glass thinking this is going to be great, Unbreakable was excellent and really unexpected. Split, in a lot of ways, was unexpected also. The connection between Glass and or between Split and Unbreakable was really unexpected. Yeah. So we got all this unexpectedly. So it had been going really well.
Yeah.
So how do you feel it went once you got as far as seeing Glass?
Oh, okay. It's disappointing.
That's a good way of putting it. Disappointing.
Like, and it's not even that it's disappointing from the get-go.
No, and actually, can I jump in there? I think disappointing is the right word, and not because of any of the other films, because of itself. It is one of the few films that I can honestly say about 35 minutes in, I was going, yes, this is great. Oh, M. Night, all is forgiven. You're so on form. This is brilliant. It was almost exactly what I wanted it to be. It was exactly what I wanted to see, and it was made really well. For the first 35 minutes, 40 minutes, I'd say. I'd like to go back and watch it again with a stopwatch. Yeah. But what I would do with that stopwatch is press the time, get up and leave. Because the film takes what can only be called a sharp left into a wall. Yeah.
So we're going to talk about plot now, so because we're definitely going on to that kind of
there won't be any spoilers. Anybody who's worried about spoilers, if you haven't seen Glass, we're not going to go into too many details.
If we get too much into the kind of plot and stuff like that, we'll probably do a breakdown film where we break down the film probably a couple of weeks later on, so that everyone has the time to kind of watch it. Plot wise,
or not watch it,
as you, especially after this one. No, plot wise, I definitely agree. The first 35 minutes to 45 minutes are very good. They're very Split and Unbreakable-esque kind of situation. It builds intrigue and stuff like that. It's like a train, and it's steadily getting up to speed as it hits into the 45-minute mark.
It's adding more. It's building on itself. It's using what you know from the other films. It's doing everything right.
Yeah,
It's not putting a foot wrong.
It gives you the locations of all the characters, where they are since their respective movies.
Yeah.
It's a good way of kind of rounding it up, or rounding the groups together and stuff. And then it hits that, as I said, the 45-minute mark, and then it goes into this weird kind of like the only way that I could do it is the plot is like Unbreakable and Split-esque.
Yeah,
but it's still a little like it's once with the train analogy, it's as if the track is slowly diverging away from the main.
Yeah.
Like, and the thing is that you can like for a while you can steadily see it coming.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. Once you started seeing it diverge from the main line, there was a feeling of dread. I had a genuine feeling of dread going, oh no. And I wouldn't have that if it wasn't directed by M. Night Shyamalan. There was that feeling of, oh no, it's one of those ones where he's just not committing to finishing this well.
Yeah.
And I will say, before we kind of move too deeply into it, because we can't give spoilers, the first 35-40 minutes may be great, but that's far from the end of the movie. It's a long journey from there to the end of the movie.
Yeah, like that's the biggest problem with the plot. Is the first 45 minutes are very good. The plot's very simple to kind of continue on with. You've got it all down. But let's say if you're starting from one point, the ending is as far away and not in a good way that you can get from that point.
Yeah.
Like it's like it moves a meter within the first 45 minutes, and then it moves like 500 miles within the last.
Yeah, and just to kind of give a very quick non-spoilery run into a few of the characters, obviously we've got David Dunn from Unbreakable, that's Bruce Willis, the man who is unbreakable.
Yeah.
You've got from Split, he's called
Kevin.
the Horde, Kevin Barry. He's got about
he's 24 personalities altogether.
Yeah.
And the 24th being the Beast, so 23 human.
Yeah, and it's again, James McAvoy does a great job with that in Split. Again, does a great job with it in this. But then you've got Glass, the title character. You have Mr. Glass, which is Samuel L. Jackson. He appears as the guy in the very first film in Unbreakable,
Elijah,
that brings out Bruce Willis by causing disasters to create his superhero. To Mr. Glass sees himself as the supervillain.
Yeah, it's to
identify his supervillain.
With Unbreakable, Elijah's trying to find his other half as he sees fit, his counterpart towards this kind of balance of superheroes and villains kind of thing.
And he's very much gaining all this. It's alluded that he's gaining all his insight into the world through the idea of comic books being more than just comic books.
Yeah, what is it? The forgotten kind of it's like the lore of superheroes and stuff like that. So
saying they're more of a document of record.
The funny thing is that we don't have much to talk about David Dunn, Bruce Willis's character, because he's still David Dunn. Not much has changed kind of there. He's very good. Once again, the Horde-esque and which Kevin still, once again, James McAvoy does a great job at it and stuff like that. But Mr. Glass was probably the one that I really want to focus in on.
Yeah,
because there's really good elements there for him.
It is his film, technically. You know, they've all got a film out of the trilogy. They all have a film each.
Yeah, but his character is different compared to the first time you see him.
Very much so.
Which is weird to do, because like there's some peripheral characters. There's David Dunn's son, there's Kevin / the Horde's which was victim that he lets live, and then there's Elijah's mother, and then there's also the psychiatrist that we've all seen.
They kind of get one supporting cast member from each of their films that come with them. So
and then they get this new person, which is essentially the catalyst for what's happening in the movie. But yeah, Mr. Glass changes. There's a part where I was just like, because in Unbreakable he seems very controlled, very like there's a method to the what we would dub insanity. Yeah. In this one, there's a point where it just seemed like he was insane.
Oh, and they made that tonal shift so how should I put this, lumpenly, or there was no delicacy to how they did that. There was very much this is the guy in name only. This is the same actor and the same character name, but we're now just doing a different thing. And again, cynically, it was one of those M. Night Shyamalan moves of, I'm doing this because I need it to be this way for the thing that I'm doing to work. So I'm just going this way.
Yeah, which was a real upset to me.
It didn't feel like a creative decision. It felt like it was forced out of necessity.
Yeah.
That, I want it to be that way. No respect or love or idea of carrying the character on and developing them into what they needed. It's done. We got it.
Yeah, like, because he's still very smart in the film, which is good, because it shows essentially the methodical nature of his character. It shows the devious mind and intelligent mind to it. But there's off camera, I'm definitely going to point it out to you.
Oh yeah. Oh, I think I have a few guesses as to what he might be leaving,
kind of part.
And it would be a big spoiler. So,
So as I said, the characters. So with the peripheral characters, the son, David Dunn's son, I can't remember the actor's name. It's the same actor from the original movie, which I thought was a very good idea. And the mother,
and I know we'll talk about the actors in depth a little bit more in a minute, maybe. But just while you mention him, it is the same actor.
Yeah,
and it's weird to kind of look at him and go, oh, and instantly I was like, that's a really good idea. Use the same guy. He weirdly mirrors the film for me. It was like he got all his acting classes and used them up at the first half of the film, because I know the script and everything got worse as the film went on. But so did that kid's acting, weirdly. Well, that young man's acting.
I was actually going to talk about the character, but yeah,
okay.
I do agree with you. As in, we'll move back to the acting things, but yeah, I do definitely agree with you.
Yeah,
there's a point where it's just like, what?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? What choice did they? I hope that's a director's choice, because I really wanted playing M. Night Shyamalan as much as possible.
But back to the character he was playing, which is Dunn Jr.
He's an idiot.
Well, there is that.
Like, it's real confusing, because for the first while you're just like, oh, this is great. This is a real counterpart towards his father, as his father is a blunt object and his son seems to be really helping him out.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And then he's just an idiot. And
then the next kind of side character, let's say, or the next brought back character is also from Unbreakable, which is Elijah's mother, which is Mr. Glass's mother. She features in Unbreakable as exposition to explain why and how Elijah is the way he is. He has a bone disease. He makes him basically very, very brittle, and how that affected him. But obviously that character was meant to unequivocally, unconditionally love their son. But there was no suggestion that she was really going to be completely okay with him being a bit of a loony. Straight away for her in this, they pull that one out of the gate nice and fast too. And this isn't giving anything too big away. She's not exactly massively disappointed in her son. No. There's a real forgiveness there that... Yeah, but this the thing is, like, she was all right to me in the fact that it's a mother and stuff like that. But the way that they did deliver the lines and stuff like that, it did seem like she was like, he's too smart for you. You know, kind of thing. And you're just like, that's a mother saying that. It's a mother pride kind of thing going on. But as you said, I think if like... Wasn't done delicately, though. No, but I also think if like her morals would probably come in to play in a bigger response kind of thing without giving too much away. Again, we're going to dance around a few things. And then there's Kaylee, I think, which is the Split victim / heroine / opposing number in Split. So she's the young girl that James McAvoy's multiple personality character kidnaps. She's one of a bunch of girls that he kidnaps, but she becomes the main force of the film. Yeah, she's the pure. The broken are the pure, and she's one of the broken because of her past. Her character is because it's 3 weeks. It's set 3 weeks after Split. Is once again not a spoiler. Anything that you can get from the trailer, we're going to say. Well, it's said in the first 15 minutes of the film. It's her character doesn't change too much, which I'm glad for. No, they do build on her character a little bit more, but the direction that they go, I did not think it was going to go that direction. No, and again, without kind of trying to avoid spoilers, there's another kind of issue with that character, that she did feel like a vehicle again which was fine in Split. She was a fine character to move the story through.
Well, I don't think in Split, I don't think she was a character that moved the things. I think she was a very strong character. She was meant to be there, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It seems like they've turned her character. They built upon her character, which I'm fine with. It's just the building upon has made her that vehicle to exposition or...
That is a much better way of putting it. So yeah, I think those side characters got some short shrift. I think we have to maybe get to the Doctor really quickly then, which is the new character. So there's a psychologist who's evaluating these three characters. Again, you'll get that from the trailer, so we're not spoiling anything there.
Automatically didn't like her.
I have some spoiler related issues with her, but I also automatically did not like her. I don't know if I want to say that it's the character or the portrayal, but I think it's necessarily the writing around who that character was.
Yeah, I think it's her character is lazy. If I was to put it,
yeah.
The character is lazy, and it's like once you watch it, she's very. The actress who plays her, she's also in Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip.
Yes.
She is a very good actress, and I think she was definitely fucking wasted in that role because I think M. Night Shyamalan's writing may have squashed any kind of potential for that character.
So I think we're on to the main event then, just as far as characters, because I want to kind of get on to the actors then.
Yes, yeah.
I think obviously the Horde, the James McAvoy Split character. Again, that weirdly, it's like watching a light in the darkness. I think that character was actually faithfully serviced for quite a bit of the film. Now, not after the film loses itself, but I was actually okay with where they were going with that character at the very, very start.
I feel like they must have recorded Split and then immediately started recording or filming.
It did feel quite continuous.
Yeah, like it really feels like there's no gap between the filming of Split and Glass.
Who would have thought that M. Night Shyamalan could write dissociative identity disorder so well?
Yeah, maybe think he might have some.
Oh yeah.
So James McAvoy does a perfect job of redoing the Horde / Kevin. Great. Bruce Willis's character is not a very complex character to write the whole thing. They try to give him a little bit more complexity in this. Bruce Willis deals with it well.
Yeah.
He's kind of a solid character a solid actor as his character is.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna boil down some characters. I
think that's like
Samuel Jackson's acting is always, especially with Glass, is always the same. Choices within the character makes it difficult. Yeah. As I said, most of the acting is done fine except for the kid who, like the movie, halfway through fucking loses his.
Yeah, I think if we're gonna bounce through the acting quality really, really quickly, overall it's fine. James McAvoy stands out.
Oh, stands out so well.
Some of the side characters, I don't know if it's the actors or the writing, but there's a definite mixed bag of quality there. I think Bruce Willis does all he can with the role that he has.
No, I still say that David Dunn, Bruce Willis, is fine at acting because there's not much that out.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He does. He's done all that you're going to do with that.
Which I think is good.
But
but it's not a difficult character.
No. But I give him credit for doing what he did. But James McAvoy stands head and shoulders above everybody else in the film by some margin.
Oh yeah.
Which actually makes it difficult to be in scenes that are either with him or next to a scene that involves him.
I think the best acting that each of the other characters did was with James McAvoy.
Up to a point, yeah. There's something I can't bring up. But
I know there's certain levels, but I think most of the best acting done against James was done against James McAvoy's character. I think they had to be in the same room and they were like, gotta get better.
Yeah.
So
also he has the best writing. Let's make sure we're in this scene. Do well in this scene.
Yeah.
So as far as execution goes, I think we've dealt with plot, cast, characters, acting, all the rest. Now we've really got down to the nuts and bolts of what did M. Night Shyamalan do well, because we already know that pretty much you've got it from both of us that he made one half of a great movie, and that's the problem. Not just one half of a good movie. He made a great movie and then stopped making a great movie. Execution-wise, as far as the technicalities of it was all still shot well. It was all fine.
It still felt really very much like the Unbreakable Split universe kind of shot. So
they did keep that texture and that quality to it. But I don't want to just sit here and give out about M. Night Shyamalan. I'd rather sit here and listen to you give out about M. Night Shyamalan.
Like as I said, the visuals were fine. It still feels like a split Unbreakable movie. It has moments within the first. I'm going to say so. No, it has moments within the whole film that are, once again, you can take them as panels from a comic book, which is the most important element of these movies. Is the fact is that there's some great scenes that you can take. You can take a shot of, and that could be quickly painted into a panel.
And that's not our opinion because we like that or anything. That's because of based on the story and what he's saying. Comic books are integral to Glass and how he views the world, so that is actually important. And I think they executed that again very well.
Yeah.
The story is really what let it down. So technically, it's a fine film, but story-wise,
the plot is as I said, it's a disappointment because we're gonna have to do a breakdown of this film because it's gonna drive me insane.
Yeah. Also, I'm gonna relate this to. Have you ever seen an item of food or something somewhere? Like I remember the first time I saw a bloomin' onion in Outback or wherever it was.
Yeah.
And you get the crazy big massive deep fried onion thing. That's so crazy looking. And then you start eating and it's like, this is great. But then you get, one layer in and all of a sudden you're going, there's something not quite right about this. And the further in you go, the worse you feel. That's the film he made.
Mm-hmm.
Really wanted it. Was so excited about the idea of what it was. Really enjoyed how it was going. And once it started getting unpalatable, it just kept getting worse until food poisoning in film form happened.
It was...
Yeah.
M. Night Shyamalan, if you ever watch this, I want to rewrite that movie. And I want to take on that universe.
Yeah.
If you're ever willing to...
And I'd let him, dude, because you've so far taken a very shiny thing and then looks like you purpose. Oh, one other thing I'd say to you. We talked about actors a moment ago. There's one other actor in the film, and it's not a spoiler to say that he has a cameo because everybody knows he does.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds like I'm just being mean. You're a piss poor actor as well. That was just terrible. As far as extra work goes or, a couple line characters go. God.
If you're trying to do some there's several directors who like to put themselves in their movies and stuff like that, and M. Night Shyamalan, I don't understand why you did it there, because first of all, you did it against a character or an actor that wasn't as strong as the other ones, so they couldn't. So there was no carrying the scene. No. Just don't do that.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna. Yeah, I'm not even gonna go to. Just don't do it. And if you are, go up against a stronger character or a stronger actor, because it means that you have to become a stronger actor,
or at least they can carry you through a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, maybe next time. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say it. There probably isn't a next time for me. I have been very much. I'll come back for more because I enjoyed The Sixth Sense immensely. I think he has made some great films.
He has, yeah.
And for every great film, he's made pretty much a bad film almost.
Yeah, it's
50-50, and this one is the one that broke me because it's probably his best film. That then becomes probably his worst film.
It's like he's trying to keep the balance of something or other, where he's just like, I'll do a great film and then I'll do a terrible film and then I'll do a great film, and then I don't know if he ended on it. No, because he ended on a shit film. Because he did Avatar, The Last Airbender.
Oh, Last Airbender, yeah.
Was that the last film he did?
It was, yeah, no, because that was before Knowing, wasn't it, or not Knowing?
It was after Knowing.
Oh yeah, it was after. Okay,
so.
Well, maybe he has. Maybe there's a Tibetan monk somewhere balancing, a rock on his finger, and it's based on M. Night Shyamalan's work with the universe of good and bad, and that's what is keeping us all in the line. In which case, I apologize and thank you for keeping the universe safe. I don't think that's it. So maybe just
because I think it's the pinnacle. I think it's the pinnacle moment where he's just like, I made a bad film, I made a good film, I made a bad film. Now I need to make a film.
Yeah,
that is bad and good. And you're just like,
well, you've just inceptioned yourself right into it there, because you made crap inside crap that was inside something really good. Last and final thoughts.
Last thoughts.
I think I've made it clear. Yeah, I would say avoid it unless you enjoyed the other two films and you just want to complete it, complete the story, but be prepared to just have a little bit of heartbreak.
Yeah, if you're a fan as much as I am of Unbreakable and the surprised fan of being for Split, you're going to be well fucking disappointed in this film. That I would suggest maybe not go see it in the cinema. Maybe get it on DVD or wait for it to come out on Netflix and watch it on some day where you don't have anything else to watch.
Here's my fix though. We've already told you what to do. If you love it, watch the first 35-40 minutes, then turn it off and just don't watch the rest. It's like watching Indiana Jones films. Watch 3 of them and then stop. Yeah. Just don't watch after that. You'll be happier. And if you just I think if you stopped Glass and viewed it as a short film that was an add-on, it would still be good for you in the universe. You'd be like, oh, right.
I would have preferred if they made this into a TV show and they changed the actors.
Yeah, that would Like I would have preferred if
there's a lot of things that they could have done better. So my last thoughts is disappointing film. As Patrick said, maybe watch the first 2, then watch the first 45 minutes, 35 minutes, 45 minutes of this. We'll probably do a bigger breakdown because I think we're holding back a lot.
In 6 months' time, when everybody's seen it, we might come back because I think there's enough anger in us that probably won't go away.
Either that, or we'll do a script doctor.
Maybe we might.
Kind of thing.
Okay. Well, on that note, let us know if you've seen it. Let us know what you thought. Let us know if you agree or disagree. If you haven't seen it, please let us know if we've influenced you, because if I've saved one person from seeing this film, I'll feel like I did some good work today.
That is a damaging remark right there.
Yeah.
Okay. No.
I have been holding back.
It's a disappointing film. So you can tell the tiredness of us.
Yeah, it was touch and go whether or not we'd even be able to talk about this, because I didn't know if I ever wanted to bring it up again. It's a little raw. It's a little too fresh. Mm-hmm. Importantly, folks, do get into those comments. Let us know what you thought. Don't forget to like and subscribe, share with your friends, and come back and watch us probably be nicer about other films and directors, and maybe watch us apologize to M. Night Shyamalan if it turns out that he is watching and comments.
Oh no, if he's watching and he's going to comment, it's definitely going to be, all right lads, you can take on the universe and I'll help you with the budget and everything, but you guys can write it and direct it, and I'll be just like, fucking great.
Yeah, and I'll be like, Paul, cool, you're doing all the work.
You can do the cinematography and you can help me direct.
I can do craft services. I can bring the blooming onions. We will see you next time.
Yeah, I've been Paul.
And I've been Patrick.
And we've been Hear Us Out.
We have,